basis. And as of now, I have trained more than 800 plus professionals across the different globe, and my domain expertise is basically on the SDMM and banking and insurance side. So this is just a small introduction about myself, and with this we are going to discuss about the detail. So today we are going to discuss about why we need SAP HANA, and SAP HANA overview, HANA versus S4 HANA. So all this topic we are going to discuss, but before that we'll be talking about the content, course content, which we are going to cover in our session. All right, so let me quickly switch to the course content here. So basically, this training is totally designed for working in the real time, to get the real time experience on the how the S4 HANA technical side, the consultants are working in the different projects. So with the introduction to S4 HANA, we have to, since HANA is own SAP product, so in some of the project you might have to work on the HANA side as well as ABAP side, and also you have to build the Fury application. So when I say the building the Fury application, so there are two type of application is there. One is where you need a front-end coding, so that is a separate part where you need HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all those things. So those are for the Fury developer. But the S4HANA has the capabilities to build the Fury application using the UI elements or Fury elements available in ABAP. So with the help of something called annotation in ABAP side, we can design the Fury application as an ABAP developer. So what kind of different type of Fury application we can design? What are the capabilities? All those part we are going to discuss in the session today. And yeah, so also this course is also designed with respect to the certification material as well, certification for ABAP on HANA. So there are different certifications are available. Let me just quickly take you to the one of the certification for ABAP on HANA. So many people are asking us ABAP course why we are going for Fury and why we are going for HANA side development. Okay, so it's like I said, SAP HANA is one SAP product. So now as a developer in some of the project, you have to work on the HANA side as well, but not on the all the topics, only related to the modeling side and procedures. Okay, so let me quickly first take you to the topic areas which are as a part of your certification. So if you see here, there's something called SAP HANA Basics and Technical Concept. Okay, so this is a theoretical concept about SAP HANA, introduction to SAP HANA, uniqueness of SAP HANA, architecture of SAP HANA. So this is something which we are going to cover. And also there's something called SAP HANA Information Model and Database Procedure. So this is the part in certification which is totally on the database side, means the development which we are going to do on the something called modeling and procedure. It is specifically to the HANA side. It is not relevant for ABAP, but it is relevant for HANA. And since in some of the project you might have to work on the HANA modeling and then consume this modeling and procedures into ABAP, so we'll be talking about those scenarios as well. So we'll see. And also these are the topic like guided performance analysis, impact of SAP HANA on ABAP programming. So what's new in ABAP programming after introduction to SAP HANA, and then how you are going to do the coding into the ABAP program when HANA is the underlying database. That is something called code push down approach, or so that is which we are going to discuss in detail in our session, and different tools which we are going to use for development here. So as a part of your both HANA as well as ABAP on HANA, means ABAP side and HANA side, the new area of ABAP and HANA is not going to support on SAP GUI. So we need SAP development tools. One of the tools is called one of the tool is called as HANA Studio, and that is a tool which we are going to use to do the development. And then we are going to see about the different tools apart from this what we need. So we need a web ID for building the Fury application. We need access for business technology platform work on the ABAP on cloud. So all those part will be talking in detail in our session. So this was with respect to certification for ABAP on HANA, these topics. And let's move to the topic which we are going to do the hands-on in our session. So we are going to start with introduction to SAP HANA and technical concept. So this is something session 1 and 2 we are going to cover, because this is something like you have seen in the certification as well. We have questions from SAP HANA basics and technical concepts. So those area we are going to cover here, and here in detail we will be covering about the uniqueness of HANA, why HANA is unique, and different kind of architecture, server and engines within the running within the SAP HANA. So this is something which we'll be discussing in session 1 and 2 in this topic here. All right. So after that, we are going to talk about will be how HANA can be database can be integrated with ABAP, or how HANA can be integrated with other product. So since this is something again a concept where we'll be talking about something called sidecar scenario, where your primary database will be your existing database, and you can also connect HANA as a secondary database as well as primary database. So this is something from the user's perspective that we'll see from where it can be configured. Yeah, and our actual hands-on will start from session 3 onwards. That is system requirement and setup part. So from this area, we are going to cover about in detail about what are the different tools and software we need for our training. So we'll be talking about from where it can be installed, and yeah, so everyone, you're going to get a unique login for the remote desktop where all this required software will be installed. However, we'll be talking also in case you are trying in your offices and your project system, then how you can install it, from where it can be installed. And here we are going to discuss about in detail about how to configure your HANA database into your tool called SAP HANA Studio, and how you can configure your ABAP environment also into the Eclipse. Because when I say Eclipse or HANA Studio, both are same thing. The parent software for HANA Studio is nothing but Eclipse. So SAP is, I think most of you know that Eclipse is a open source platform where SAP has installed their plugins and then they're pre-packaging it as a tool called HANA Studio. So that will be seeing in detail about in our hands-on. So basically in this section, in session 3, we'll be configuring all our system, and we are going to make ourselves familiar with the tool. So once we are familiar with the tool, we are going to start with the first part of the course, that is nothing but on the HANA side development. So we'll be starting with something called schema, and we'll see how you can create a table within the database. So there are different ways to create a table in the SAP HANA, but we'll see which one is recommended way and how to create the table using all the 3 different ways in SAP HANA, and then we'll opt for we'll see which is a recommended way to create a table into the real-time projects. So once we understand about the table and all, then we'll be going for a modeling part. So there are 3 different views are available: attribute, analytical, and calculation. So out of this, attribute and analytical are deprecated. This is not available in the web edition of your HANA Studio or in the cloud edition of HANA Studio. However, it is available in the on-premise edition. So we'll be seeing here that what are the limitations, what are the features of this view. But in the real-time project, we are only creating calculation views. But since this is still available in the on-premise, so quickly we'll see why SAP has deprecated it, what are the functionalities of this view, and we are going to focus on calculation view. I can see if you can just mute here, because I am getting some background noise here. So you can unmute yourself probably. Yeah, once we just quickly discuss on the topic, I will be giving the opportunity here to discuss with each other on your open questions and doubt. Yeah. So thanks. All right. So we are going to cover about calculation views, and there are other features within these views like input parameter, calculated column, all those things we are going to do the hands-on. And then there's something called decision table. concept of what is dimension and measures within SAP HANA, how to use this while doing the development, then a star join concept, and then procedure in SAP HANA. So to work with procedure, we need to learn about SQL scripting. So we are going to start with SQL script also. So in ABAP side also, there is something you might have heard about new area called AMDP, ABAP Managed Database Procedure. So the ABAP procedures are also requires the knowledge of SQL script to work on. Okay, so whatever we are going to learn here, we are going to use in the ABAP side as well as SQL script to work on the ABAP procedure. And then also as a transport management in SAP HANA. So basically the modeling objects, the procedures, the tables you are going to create, how you can move from one, let's from development side, HANA database to the production side, quality side, different systems, how you can manage the transport, how you can add into the transport these objects into SAP HANA, that we are going to talk about. So this is the first part of a course which requires around 8 to 9 hours, 9 hours I can say, to understand about the procedures and the calculation, the views, and the technical concepts, and also the table creation. And from this topic onwards, ABAP on HANA, this is the second part of a course where the actual our ABAP side objects we are going to develop here, the new area of ABAP. We are going to do the hands-on from this portion. Okay. So before going into the second portion of the course content, well, you can unmute yourself now, and if you have any question as of now in the topic or other things which we have discussed, yeah, you can let us know. Let me know.
Hi, Kamal.
Yeah. Hi, Mani.
I have a question. Like a couple of years ago, I took a training on SAP HANA 2.0 for data modeling. So until this section, that is before ABAP and HANA, it's everything about data modeling?
Yeah, it's about the data modeling and procedures, right?
So is data modeling on S4HANA still a viable path to take without ABAP?
See, like to answer your question, we have different kind of projects are there. So in the if there are some projects where you have to work few projects where you have to work on the modeling side and get those data into a BAP environment. So for that, we are going with those approach also. But for few customers where we don't need anything from the HANA side, everything is available in the application layer or in the ABAP layer. So we are not doing the modeling through the data modeling in HANA. We are going with the CDS approach.
Oh, okay. So the SAP HANA 2.0 data modeler equivalent is not a viable path for S4HANA, correct?
I can say it's not available, but yeah, like I said, depend on the architecture of a project. Few architectures designed in system designed in some projects where we have multiple systems. Let's say we have non-SAP systems are also there, which are updating they are using the central databases HANA, which are which are updating the tables, everything into HANA, into different schema, which is not connected to ABAP. So to get those data into the ABAP side, for the system which are non-SAP system or the system which is a third-party system. So we are using this concept where designing the modeling first into HANA because those data are available in HANA, and then consume those modeling directly into a BAP side. So that is one path. And but yeah, most of the 80% of the project you need to do the modeling directly on the ABAP side using the concept of CDS, functions, AMDPs, all those things.
Okay, the reason why I asked is I am a front-end web developer. I work on JavaScript, React.js, HTML, CSS, and all. So I was just wondering if that would be helpful if I only learn modeling and not ABAP. So
Yeah, so as of now, I'll answer this question. So we have a single source when we talk about exposing the data from the HANA, from the S4 HANA system to any system, whether it's a front end or whether it's any non-SAP system or any other systems. Also, even it's machine learning where we need the data from the application layer. So everywhere we are going to use the modeling from the ABAP side. I can say that is nothing but CDS is going to be the single source, and it's from the CDS we can design the Fury application as well without knowledge of the CSS, Java, and JavaScript. So, uh, so this is something where the ABAP area is expanded. Like I can say it's expanded. Most of the topics are now getting added into the ABAP. A lot of new things are in the ABAP. So yeah, so if you even if you have to consume the data from the S4HANA side, so you need this ABAP modeling is a prerequisite, I can say. Means everybody should know about the how to do the modeling in ABAP.
Okay, so is ABAP actually a programming language? Is it object oriented?
It has one of the part object oriented, so it's a core ABAP. There's something called core ABAP is there. There's something called advanced ABAP or oops ABAP, object oriented ABAP. So it has both flavor, I can say. It has object oriented approach as well, and it has the core ABAP approach as well. But here we are not going to cover about the anything which is existing in ABAP. We are going to cover everything which is new. Even people from the ABAP side, all the topics is going to be new because it's a completely new concept which will be doing the hands-on here, and is not related to the old ABAP or existing ABAP.
Okay, all right. Kamal, thank you very much for answering my question.
Yeah, welcome. All right, guys. So we are going to move to the quickly to the second topic here, and we are going to see the topics which we'll be covering from the ABAP side. So the new area of ABAP is not going to be support in the SAP GUI or SAP logon file. So now we are going to see the software which we need, or I can say the tool which we need. So here, to work with the new area of ABAP, we need a tool called Eclipse or HANA Studio, and we'll see how to use this tool to work on the new area. So like I said, SAP logon pad will be not supporting this new area of ABAP. All right, so here we are going to start from the scratch. We'll see how to add different S4HANA system into the Eclipse, and what are the different menus, shortcut options are available, and how this the Eclipse or mode, or I can say the HANA Studio, is going to optimize the developer efficiency. And then here we are going to talk about the concept of a schema. So what is a schema? This is something which is coming from the HANA side and database side. So this is I can say as of now a bridge which connects HANA with the ABAP system. So basically in ABAP dictionary, whatever the table data you are able to see, all those are coming from database. So from database, which part is coming from? So that is something which is coming from schema. And how this schema can be configured in ABAP, that I will be quickly going to show in the system in the hands-on part. After introduction to SAP HANA, there's a change in the syntaxes in the ABAP. So we have new syntaxes that are available in ABAP. We have inline declaration concepts are available in ABAP. So this is something existing, but we'll quickly see about the new syntaxes in ABAP, how it's going to reduce the number of lines of code, as well as inline declarations, and then SQL statement where we are going to use the concept of skipping of host variable. So maybe many of you are working on this topic, but maybe for many of you it will be new. But yeah, we are going to cover in detail about what are the new syntaxes introduced in ABAP quickly. And after that, in the first part of a course, we are going to develop some HANA modeling objects. So how to consume in ABAP. Okay, so there is something called proxy concepts are there, using which we are going to consume into ABAP, and that I'm going to we are going to discuss in the hands-on. Well, just a second, I'm coming. Yeah. So yeah, so after that also, once we understand about how to consume the HANA objects into ABAP and what are the scenarios where we have to work to consume the HANA objects into ABAP, that we'll be discussing in our hands-on. Apart from that, this is a topic, new tools update in ABAP. So this is something when you are in the migration phase, when you are migrating from ECC to S4HANA. So whether your existing code, your custom code is compliant as per the guideline given by SAP HANA or not. So these tools are going to help us to identify those code which will be running on HANA or which will be not supporting in HANA, or if you have written the code, whether it is as per guideline or not. So these are the tools which will help us to understand about your custom code development. Even if you are on the S4HANA system and you are writing your ABAP report or some normal ABAP coding, whether that is as per the guideline of S4HANA or not. So these are the tools like ATC, SQLM, SWLT. These are the tools which are going to help to understand about the development, whether it is as per the guideline or not. So this we are going to do. We will be understanding these tools through the examples. We'll be running custom code and we'll see how these tools are going to help us to identify whether this code will support or not. So this is a topic we should be understanding again in the hands-on session. Now from here, our main courses start. Okay, I can say the heart of ABAP on S4HANA. That is the new features which we are going to spend more than 25 hours of hands-on completely on this area. This is the focus area. So here we'll be talking about code to data paradigm concept and code push down approach to database. So many of you know might be knowing that HANA is a in-memory computing database. So means earlier we used to perform the calculation in the application layer. First we are writing some select query, fetching the data into internal table, then doing the loop and then writing the logic and all. But this is something means basically the calculation we used to do in a ABAP layer. But with the new after introduction to SAP HANA, so since HANA is in-memory computing, so what is in-memory computing and all, this will be talking in our session 1 when we once we start with the introduction to SAP HANA. All right. So in the new approach in ABAP, we are going to write the code in such a way that most of the calculation will happen in DB layer. No need to push the data to the application layer, do the loop and do the calculation. So in order to achieve those code push down approach in SAP HANA, we have something called two concepts are basically requires. One is your AMDP, ABAP Managed Database Procedure, and another is your CDS view, the heart of S4HANA, which help us to do the modeling. So again, AMDP is a object-oriented ABAP concept where we are going to see how to consume this. How to consume the this AMDP into the different scenarios, and how to write the ABAP Managed Database Procedure. So in order to work with procedure, we need the knowledge of procedural language or SQL script. So in the first part of a course, we are going to learn in the HANA about the SQL scripting. So that knowledge we are going to utilize here again to work with AMDP. So ABAP Managed Database Procedure will do the hands-on in detail to understand when to use AMDP, how to create AMDP, and how the AMDP can be called into ABAP program, or it can be called within the CDS. So now after that, we have a main topic called core data services. So we'll be doing more than 60 to 70 examples, I can say, specifically or exclusively on the CDS to understand the different type of CDS view. There are a lot many features in the CDS view. So I'm going to show in the system also quickly that some of the code, how it looks like and all quickly. Yeah, so let's discuss on the topic. So CDS is a very big topic here, and it's a very quite interesting, and it has a lot many capabilities. Any modeling you have to do within the ABAP side, we are going to do on the CDS using with the help of core data services. So we'll start with what is CDS introduction and different type of CDS like CDS association, CDS view on view, CDS with input parameter, and again there are many concepts within the CDS like we have inbuilt functions, in SQL functions are there which we are going to use within the CDS to do the custom calculation or to do the calculation, I can say, on the ABAP side. So all these SQL functions within the CDS will help us to achieve nothing but the code push down approach. So here different categories of functions are there: conversion, string, arithmetic, date and time, generic SQL. Again, within the conversion, we have different functions like date conversion, currency conversion, unit conversion. Similarly, within the string, we have concatenation, we have left, right, ltrim, rtrim, all SQL functions are available here. But then similarly, we have arithmetic, date and time, and some generic SQL expression like case statement, nested case statement. So it has a lot many sub functions are there within each category. For each category, we will be doing the hands-on, and we are going to understand what are the capabilities and how to use each and every function in the CDS. After that, there's something called extensibility. So there are lot many standard Fury application which are delivered by SAP using the CDS view. So sometime the requirement will come, you have to do the enhancement, and you have to also see how you can you have to also do the requirement, like you have to add some custom logic, or you have to enhance the standard CDS view delivered by SAP. So here we are going to see how you can do the enhancement of a standard CDS view which are delivered by SAP. So this we are going to understand with the end-to-end hands-on, and we'll be understanding that, okay, what are the scenarios and what are the best practices, what are the guidelines you have to follow while enhancing the standard CDS view which is delivered by SAP. So this will be taking some standard app, and we'll do end-to-end enhancement to understand the extensibility part of the CDS view. Then there is something called virtual data model. So the virtual data model is again a guideline. Let's say some requirement will come to you to work on the CDS. So how you're going to start, how you're going to classify your view, how you're going to design the view. So this is something with this virtual data model will help us to start with the development. So this is a guideline which we are following in all the projects to develop any CDS view. So there are three categories: basic, composite, and consumption view. So where consumption view is the final view which we are exposing to the OData services, or anywhere we need to expose the CDS or the data from the S4HANA, we are using the consumption view. So I will be talking about those views as well, consumption views, and about the where it can be implemented and all. And then we are going to start with CDS annotation. Very important and powerful concept. So like in the course beginning, I was saying that we are going to develop Fury application. So without knowledge of JavaScript, CSS, and HTML5, how a web developer can design the Fury application? So we have something called UI annotations are available within the CDS, using which we are going to design the application. I'm going to show some of the application which the earlier batch is doing now. So existing batch is doing in the system. Maybe I will show you some demo which type of application you can design end to end from the UI part. Then there's all categories of annotations are there: object model, OData, end user, semantic, ABAP catalog, consumption, analytics. All those annotations are there. There are a lot many annotations. So we are going to do the hands-on to understand about how to use the annotation and how these annotations are going to, what these annotations are, how it's going to enhance the capabilities. Everything will be doing via hands-on. All right, then we have another part is called authorization concept and table function concept in CDS view. So what these concepts are, how to use this, again we'll be doing the hands-on here. Then there's something called business object processing framework. So business objects are now also integrated in CDS to make the transactional application. So for example, let's say you are creating some CDS view, design the Fury app. Now you want to do update, create, delete from the front end, or you want to add some kind of custom button based on action of a button. You want to perform some logic in the back end, and again that is all through Fury app I'm talking about. And then you have to write your custom validation, some determination, some action. Everything can be now done with the help of this BOP framework, which is now integrated in the CDS, and we'll see end-to-end application building using this BOP and all the features which you can use within the BOP framework, which help us to design transactional application or transactional Fury application. As a web developer, you can design. That is something which we are going to see with this BOP concept. Then ABAP is now also available in the cloud platform. So this cloud platform is now renamed to SAP Business Technology Platform. So how to work on the ABAP environment available in the cloud. So that is something called RESTful API concept or RAP. So here we are going to develop application, and we'll see end-to-end application we are going to develop, and we'll see how to work with the RESTful API concept or ABAP on cloud environment. And then in the cloud we have something called, or from the S4HANA 1909 onwards, we have something called business services. So this is one of the concept to create a OData services. Again, a new concept introduced by SAP to create a services, OData services, because whenever you have to expose your backend data from the ABAP side to the Fury or to the front end, you need requires a web services. So here we are going to see about the OData concept and how to create a services and how to expose to the front end. Also, this is something the ALV is also optimized after introduction to the HANA, but this is something which we are not going in much detail. The reason being, we in S4HANA guidelines is the front end should be the Fury. So ALV applications we are not going to use, but however, quickly I will show you how you can design the ALV report using the CDS concept. And then we will be talking about a difference again. The SAP HANA Cloud Platform, again, I need to change this, sorry. This is renamed to SAP Business Technology Platform. And how you can connect your backend data from the cloud. For that we need a cloud connector, and it requires some kind of configuration using which you can connect your all backend system to the front end system that we are going to do in the system, as well as then we need a web ID. So this is a tool, web ID is a tool using which we are going to build the Fury application. There's something called a smart template given in the web ID, using which we can create a end-to-end application from the using the OData services, CDS, annotations, all those concepts, and then using that we can create a Fury application. So we are going to create a different kind of Fury application, like for reporting, transitional application for BOF, analytical CDS views applications. Again, the application to display the charts, application with navigation feature, drill down multiple tabs, hyperlink navigation, all those kind of app we are going to design. And then and also one of the app we are going to design using the SAP Cloud Platform. In the Cloud Platform, apart from the on-premise system, we are going to do in the cloud system as well to understand the cloud development guideline requires in ABAP to build the application in the cloud. So these are the end-to-end topic which will be covering in our entire course. And now let me quickly give an idea about what we are going, what will be the takeaway from this course and detail. So this course is going to be 40 hours. It will be Monday to Friday, 1 hour daily, and topic-wise material I'm going to give. It's not like entire any random material. I have collected good materials which are specifically for the topic wise, so that will be shared via Google Drive. Once we cover one topic, then related to that topic I'm going to send the material. Some important point we are going to add in these slides, and this slide I'm going to share on the daily basis. This is whatever the important points, we'll be noting down some important URL, some important concept, and that this slide I'll be sharing on the daily basis. Then I'm going to provide these the ebook from SAP ABAP on HANA from SAP Press and book on SAP HANA. You're going to get a server access, and you're also going to get a certification material for both ABAP as well as ABAP on HANA. So these are the takeaway from the course, and now you can unmute your line, and you can ask your questions. Okay, Andy, coming to a very specific thing which you have asked. Let me answer this first. This is the first question which I have got. Okay, so certification material 100% I'm going to provide from the latest certification material from the SAP. And exact question, this is something different thing. This is something called dumps. Okay, my training will help you to clear the certification for sure. But in case if you need a dumps, I can arrange for that. Not an issue. Yeah, but that will be the last option. Once you book the exam, you prepare everything, then that before examination you can go through those steps. Yeah. So that will be and it'll be certification materials are included in this course. Okay, so no need to, it's everything is like material and all is included in the course. Coming to the dumps, so that is a, that might, you can check, you can send an email to my team, and we can discuss on it, but it's a very nominal one, not much. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Manik, yeah, coming to your question, 4-week course. Okay, all right. So see, I'm open for the extension of hours. When I say extension of hours, so it depend on your doubts, because you, many of you have doubt. This session will go for 35 hours minimum, 40 hours in case extension, some other new topic, because SAP is adding many things, so that will be also going to do. So we are going to use the so it will go for, I can say it will go for not for 4 weeks, it will go for at least minimum 5 weeks. Yeah, but it's not like we are in hurry. I can we, a lot of concepts are there, so yeah, it will take time, and you have to practice over the weekends and all, and then we'll be doing on that. Okay. Another question here, what tools are you going to use in the course? Okay, so coming to the tool, we are let me first log into the system. So coming to the tool part, so like I said, we are going to use HANA Studio or Eclipse from the development point of view, and also we are going to use a web ID to develop the Fury application. Okay, so and another part, we have business technology platform. Okay, so in the business technology platform, it's again cloud-based access, which I will helping you to take the access. And the in business technology platform, we are going to cover about the ABAP, how to access the ABAP environment, how to work on the ABAP instance, and how to do the development. So I'm not going to cover entire business technology platform. Why? Because see, business technology platform is a huge thing. It will take at least, if you go with the OpenSAP and check or SAP site, it will minimum, it will, if you want to understand about all the business technology platform, it will minimum take 6 months, because it's a huge topic. Lot many things are there. So here as a technical side, we are going to cover the ABAP environment on the business technology platform, how to access it, how to configure it. Those things we are going to cover. And one of the tool for building the so like I said, we need a HANA Studio, we need a web ID, and we need a analysis for Office, we need a cloud connector, and we need yeah. So SAP Lumira, again, it's not required because we have Fury and all. And instead of this Lumira, we are going to use analysis for Office to consume the analytical CDS view and HANA Studio. So these are the tools which we are going to use. Let me pick another question. Okay. So answer all the content. So this course is for the starting from the backend development to front end development. Yeah, so it's a full stack, because as a web developer now you can also some front end application. So our to build front end application, we are going to spend around 8 hours, because every logic will be written in the backend side, and just have to expose logic to create a front end application. So front end will not take much time, because everything you are writing in the backend side. Let me show you quickly one example here. Meanwhile, other people can have your doubts. Maybe it will give you a end-to-end idea about what kind of application or what kind of development we'll be doing. So let me show some examples. Okay. So this is one of the S4HANA system. And okay, so let me just quickly open one of the batch. Okay. So okay. And related CDS. Let me just. This is just one of the sample application I'm showing, and one of the just a sample how the CDS looks like. Okay, so let's say. So this is again a CDS view here, which I'm showing you one of the example here. So here we have a CDS view, and anything which starts with @ is called as annotation. This we are going to see in detail in our session. What is these annotations are there? So these are something UI annotation using which we are going to design the front end app, and these are the some of the CDS view. This is how it looks like. Some of the CDS here, and we have something some business objects are there where we can go and write our custom logic here on the business object side. So let me also quickly show you the application first. So this is again application which is designed from the end-to-end from the backend side. So this is a Fury app which every logic is written here in the backend. So for example, you can see that some button is there. If I click on this button, sorry, let me just go back. So if I just click on, let's say some of the entry, and then I can click on some update URL or some any custom button, or if I want to create, let's say, some new entry, I can go and I can create a new entry and all. And if I want to just navigate here from one side to another side, it will take me to the some line item details here. I can click on this tab, I can get some flight detail, I can click here on the flight schedule, all these item I can create, delete, I can go and I can also modify all those things. So this is something which is everything is written in the backend side, and most of the logics are written in the backend, and in the front end side we are exposing via. So this is services. So this is just a one example of the one of the small app which was created. Okay, what are the conversion steps from ECC to S4HANA EB? So this question requires a more I can say it's a very broad topic. When I say just there are database conversions are there are system conversions are there. So it requires a huge analysis on the conversion what we're going to talk about. So here from ECC to S4HANA, when I say the conversion, so this is a system conversion or DB or database migration or database conversion. So it requires it has different topics are here, but we are here as a technical side, we are focusing on how in the conversion we are going to see about the custom code migration. Okay, we are not talking about a DB conversion, because in the S4HANA side, when we are moving from ECC to S4HANA, so our underlying database will be SAP HANA. So from ECC, let's say you are on Oracle, then how you will be doing the DB migration. So that is a part of your SAP HANA admin course. That is not our means. Basically, as a ABAP consultant, we are not going to involve in this step. However, I can suggest that there are tools are there. DBA cockpit, the migration cockpit tools are there, which are helping to prepare, do the system readiness, and it will help to move the help the conversion, because a lot of concepts are changing in S4 world. For example, if you talk about in ECC, we have something called customer, vendor, contact person, but in S4HANA we don't have this concept. Everything is migrated to business partner. So again, when we are converting from ECC to S4, we need to migrate this data to the business partner. So for that, we have separate tools are there. So for each topic, we have separate tools, and also from overall system conversion point of view, we have DB migration, which is not our part. We'll be talking here from the custom code migration point of view. That conversion will be I will be talking here. Okay.
So basically, all the reports need to be converted, interfaces need to be converted, right?
So when we say the report, yeah, so see, there are many ABAP reports are there which are developed. And any so all these things we cannot design everything in the Fury side. So we are first checking that what are the report, what is the complexity, and if it's a new report, then everything has to be designed in the CDS view. And if it's existing report, then we are going to see what are the code we can migrate it, because CDS is a limitation as well as a limitation. And also there's a provision in the Fury side where existing report which is running on ALB and all, we can create a Fury application directly on the transaction code of that report. So that part is also there. But here we are going to see, yes, from the reporting also, if it is a new development, then how you are going to design using the CDS or analytical application or Fury applications.
Okay.
Okay, can we call existing report in Fury? Yes. So there is a way to call, that is something called creating a Fury app using the transaction code. Okay, so using that we can call the reports existing report, which is the LV report in Fury. Because see, if companies are working on HANA side from ABAP side very long time, lots of custom objects are there. So it's very difficult to migrate all the reports. So here we are taking generally when we in migration phase. So we are taking the phase by phase which report we can migrate, and what changes we can do to enhance the performance. And there are some very customized, highly customized reports are there, which where already customer has involved spent a huge money. So for that, yes, there is a provision in Fury that we can we can call the existing LV report directly into the Fury app. So in Fury app we need something called tile, and in that tile we are generally it's a mobile phone. In mobile phone you have apps are there. So when you are clicking on app, it is redirecting to that particular app, and it's opening the interface and also. Similarly in Fury, so it will be like a tile where you have to click on tile, and within that tile you have to configure from where it will pick the data from. So there's a provision that we can call the SAP custom transaction code, as well as standard transaction codes are also there. But if a lot many reports, there are 34,000, more than 34,000 reports are already apps are delivered by SAP. So we are first helping, so as a part of this S4HANA integration, they're helping us to concept, the SAP is helping to educate a customer what are the Fury apps you can reuse it from the standard, and for what you need a custom development. So yeah, it's a different many flavors it has, I can say. All right, now so okay, so what next question? As we have RISEF concept in ABAP, do you have main concepts? Do you have concepts in ABAP on HANA? Okay, see the RISEF component, it is in place. Okay, the RISEF component, it is in place. It is how it was working earlier. It is same. It will work in ABAP on HANA. Okay, but coming to the ABAP on HANA, so existing concepts are there, but concepts. So these are the main topic, I can say: CDS, AMDP, table functions, and then business services. Then we have annotations. All these are the main topics for the S4HANA. But you can say the heart, if you say, of ABAP on HANA is CDS view. Everywhere we need a knowledge on the CD. BW consultants are also getting cross-trained to ABAP on HANA, because from CDS we can design the BEX query, BEX report, and all. Okay. Is BADI user exit or form etc. exists in new HANA? Yeah. See the existing. See, many customers, they don't want to immediately. They don't want to go for because SAP will stop support for ECC. Everything has to be migrated to S4HANA. So your existing code, everything is remain in place. But when we say about S4HANA, so it has It's not about only the RISEF. It has many things like. You might have heard about intelligent enterprise technology, where you can integrate your ERP system with the machine learning, with the analytical tool. We have SAP Analytics Cloud, we have SAP Data Warehousing, we have SAP Data Intelligence. Lot many tools are there. So where we need data, we are going to use CDS and all. And your existing concept, everything is there in S4HANA side, in HANA side. So what is the difference between BW HANA, ABAP on HANA? Okay, see, BW, again, it is altogether a different system was there, where we used to have the business warehousing concept, where we used to do the reporting using the BEX query, where we used to load the table, design something called info provider, info queue, where there. So that was altogether separate system was there, which we used to generally use for reporting. Now in ABAP on HANA, that is integrated. Means we don't need a separate BW system to work on to design the BEX query and all those things, the reporting side on the BW. Everything we can now use in the ABAP side using the new ABAP area of ABAP called CDS. We can design the reporting. So we have many projects where we are working on the migrating the BW objects into ABAP CDS, migrating the BW reporting into the ABAP reporting using the CDS. So that is a different altogether. I can say the BW people are coming to the ABAP side because of its flexibility. So so if you want to be in the technical side, definitely this 100% new area of ABAP is required for you. Okay, coming to the EB, the percentage of customers are already converted to S4HANA. So this data I am not the right person to say because this is totally internal to SAP. But however, SAP has said they are helping customers. I think by 2025 they are going to stop the support for ECC system. Already they have stopped the support for lower releases of ECC. Few releases 6.2, 6.03, 6.04, and 6.13. These are the releases which SAP has stopped supporting. But customers are migrating. I'm not sure about the exact number. I need to check in news where we can see how many customers. But still, a lot of customers are not on S4HANA, which we already SAP is helping them to migrate using the Move SAP program or Rise with SAP program.
Okay. So how long this conversion project is going to be? It's like
at least for 2025 is a deadline. So before that, SAP is going to help the customers to migrate to S4HANA side. After that, they will be not supporting. So after that, this development will be there, custom development will be there, but system support is till 2025 only.
Yeah, and how many months it's going to take to convert a customer?
Depends on customer, what is the size of customer and all, what is the architecture, how many systems are there. It's not like they have only the app system, but in their landscape, how the landscape is designed, what are the different integrations are there. So here SAP will be helping the customers or the partner consultation side, helping the customers to identify the requirement and talk with SAP what are the best solution, because most of the time people are going for hybrid solutions and all, depend on the landscape of a project. So it's and along with the rise of SAP program, which is a newly introduced by SAP, they are reducing the implementation days by automating the process. Like I said, this customer to business partner to customer integration to customer to business partner. So they have customer vendor integration, a lot many automation tools they're releasing, so which is reducing the timeline. But I have seen, we can say, most of the time it takes around at least because there's a lot of things involved, I can say. So where it totally depends on landscape and size of the customer's area, means what. So yeah, so that is something which is not specific answer I have how much time it will take and all. So
Usually 6 months.
Depends. I can say, see, if you talk about some company in India, for example, just let's say there's a company where we have, or any company you can say, where we have employee of 5,000. And if you talk about Indian Railway, there we have 6 lakhs employees, different areas, different landscapes. So it depends how much time it will take. But generally, the conversion projects are going at least for 6 months. It will go for small projects. It will go for 3 months to complete the entire conversion. And custom development, yes, it will always it will be a ongoing part. But yeah, like 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 6 months. Every customer has a different timelines for this. Because what portions are going to opt for, it's like a prepaid service. What you're going to consume from S4HANA, that you have to pay. So there are many things automated and many solutions are available in S4HANA. So we are seeing why customer has gone for custom, why they can't use the standard one. So if they will use standard one, so that custom development is not required because already that part is available in S4HANA. Directly they can plug and play that solution. So yeah, it depends on totally how much the this custom development and landscape of the customer is.
Okay.
Okay, so Naveen, sorry, yeah. Is AWS better alternative for SAP ABAP or it's completely different? Or see, AWS is a totally different thing. They are the vendors. Okay, SAP has three vendors: AWS, GCP, Google Cloud Platform, and Azure. And for China, Alibaba. So these are the vendors who are hosting the SAP application, providing the infrastructure, and where they are hosting the infrastructure for cloud or on-premise. So these are all together different. So customers are now earlier I have seen that most of the customers are using AWS environment to run the SAP software, but now people are moving to also Azure as a best solution. Okay, so it's a completely different thing. It will never replace. It's altogether different thing. It's a SAP is in the ERP business. AWS is in the side of hosting the cloud environment infrastructure for SAP or other technologies also. So all these are altogether different things. For every concept, we need to write code into step by So whatever the process, what are the delivery of ABAP, yes, it involves coding. Only the HANA modeling, it's not required involved coding. It's involved only the configuration steps. Yeah. So that is something called, I can say, the graphical way is there. But in ABAP side, everything is yes coding, and altogether a new coding. It's a different one completely, and very interesting, I can say. The CDS part and all, it's not that much difficult. Yeah, so everything related to the course and all, you will be getting from the email from already. You might have got the email, but so if you have registered here with your email ID, so all the details will be sent to your email ID. Let's say while doing the registration to attend this demo, if there's something wrong in your email ID, then you can just send an email to this email ID to get more detail. Anyway, if your email ID is registered with us, you're going to get an email from our team. Yeah, and so all those things you're going to get to your mail ID. So in case if somebody has not given a registered for this demo with their correct email ID, then they can probably they can use this email ID to send. I'm just pinging in the chat box. You can use this email ID as well. I have pinged here. Yeah. All right then. Thanks for joining the demo session, and tomorrow we are going to start with session 1 and at the same time, and we'll be starting with SAP HANA Basics and technical concept. Any doubt, you can always reach out to me. I'll be sending you my email details as well as in the every session. You can always ask any topic, any doubts related to the topic which we are going to cover. Yeah. So that's all from my side from the demo point of view. Thanks everyone for joining this session, and we'll be having session 1 tomorrow at the same time. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, bye-bye.